Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our YouTube account and we're looking at the Temporal Rift team. So overall guys, there is a guide over on Reddit. There's actually multiple guides that are kind of breaking down our Temporal Rift teams. So I'm going to run through, I'm going to show you the team that I am using in here. It's worked pretty well. We're at about level, I think 584. So we're just about at 600 right here. I did save some of my rewinds. So I did save a considerable amount of rewinds to go ahead and push here a little bit further. So what I do is when I get a little bit closer towards the end of the week, because I have the ability to build up my beacons a little bit, I do save the rewinds. As you can see, we're at 585 right now. So doing pretty good in here. Trying to get to that maximum floor, going up to 800. Because of course, coming down here, guys, going up to 800 is of course going to yield you all of the loot that you can get out of here. We do have 25 days to go through the other couple hundred floors. So hopefully we can get close, if not getting all the way to that 800 level. So the teams that I'm running in here, and I'll show you, I'll run through, I can run through the teams actually in here. It'll make it easy. So the first one, guys, I went warrior. So I did warrior, I did tank, and I did support, just like you see here, guys. Now, some of the heroes that have a lot of utility in here, we have Geralt in here, very, very strong utility, especially because I do have him built out quite a bit, but he is working incredibly well, even at a lower level. We have triple support here, then of course with the tank, Albedo is of course going to give the bonuses to Merlin and to Joan, keeping this team alive. Now the second team that I've been running is Solus. So Solus, guys, very, very strong combination in here. Running Mishka, running a star. Now there are a couple variations of this with Neve. At this time, I didn't have Neve built out, or before this, I didn't really have Neve built out, so I could change up this formation a little bit, but we are running triple support in here again, tank, and then of course warrior. Zolrath does a lot of damage in this game mode, guys. Third one, we have the Awakened version of Brutus, kind of an invade team. Screg, of course, having the ability to actually heal an incredible amount. We have Estrella in here for the buffs, then we have Halos for the buffs, and then of course we have Screg in here for the buffs as well. Looking at our fourth team, this is kind of the variation. This is where we put Neve in here. Mortis, you could swap out of this, and again, we're going to look at a guide in just a minute. There are a couple variations of this that you could actually swap a couple heroes kind of out and in. This could be Desira, this could be a star. You could have a few variations, but again, this team has worked very, very well as it sits right here. And then the final team that I've been running, this one kind of a unique team in here. We are running double support, but Anasta, and then of course Taylene down here, the Awakened version of Taylene, because I do have her built out as a tank, doing very well within the formation, allowing us to progress quite a bit within here. All right, guys, so that'll do it, just showing out my teams. For the beacons themselves, I have high beacons just because we did put some into the pay to win account, so the beacons are a little bit higher. But overall, guys, this is all that I have it in. And then the room is anything that I can actually use these cores for to build up over here. You can see we have a lot of these max just because it is built straight out of the cores that we do have within there. All right, guys, so that'll do it for my teams. Let's hop over and check out the guide. All right, guys, so here is the guide that is over on Reddit. Big shout out to Afk for putting this guide together. Free to play Temporal Rift, no Awakened Thane. So I love it that it does not have that Awakened version of Thane. There are a lot of players that do not have this. Now, similar to what I was running, guys, you can see this is Ranger, this is Tank, and this is also support in here. So I was actually running the Warrior, might change to the Ranger one. I'm going to run through this again through all of the heroes in here, guys. There are a lot of links, a lot of comments, a lot of things over on Reddit where this guide, I actually pulled this guide from. Make sure you do check it out because they offer an incredible amount of insight and also a lot of team substitutions in there. So looking at our teams, guys, we are running the Awakened or the original version of Taylene, and then we do have Kren in here. Now, Kren, I did run at the beginning. This team works incredibly, incredibly well because you have Leica in here for the support, or for essentially the damage, but for the support with the awe ability. Kren's ultimate ability will just absolutely dominate. And when you start putting badges behind these two heroes, they're very, very tough to kill. And then of course we have our Grassy Orb up there. Looking at our second team, it is our dimensional team. So running here, 3-dimensional. So we have Joan, we have Albedo, and we have Ezio. Now here we have Orin and Palmer. Now it shows the Orin substitutes over here with Athelia. Very, very strong substitution in there when it comes to that specific that specific team. Works really well. And again, you could plug in a couple different variations of heroes within here that kind of fill a very similar slot than what you see Orin, or if you see Athalia. A very similar role is kind of what you look for in these teams. Looking at Team 3, it is the Awakened version of Solus. We do have Mishka in here, so again, tank and support, followed by 3 supports. Now, Desire Substitute, you can see over here, which this is the S plus team. So Team 3 is actually the strongest team that they are running in here. You have Iran in here, and you also do have Damon, guys. Damon works incredibly well in a lot of different teams. And of course, guys, some of this is subject to who you have built. So if I have a hero that is, let's say I have Desire at a very basic build, subbing in one of these other heroes will be super beneficial within the team because it's going to work a lot better just based on the builds of some of these heroes. Now, looking at Team 4, you can see we have Lucretia and we have Sonya in here. So again, going Ranger and going Tank. Then we have triple support, which I absolutely love. And then use your overall best pet overall. Here's Team 5, guys. We have the Awakened version of Taylene with Grez. And then, of course, we have some support, some crowd control, and then they have Halos down here. Now, looking at the badges or the beacons that they're utilizing in here, you can see Ranger is maxed out where the tank and support are falling behind. Now, interesting enough, guys, Badge Addiction is maxed out. Now, this is kind of either or. There's a lot of players that say Badge Addiction 100% absolutely needs to be maxed. There's a lot of players that say do not put anything but 1 point in Badge Addiction. Honestly, either way, because if you're missing this 10 in Badge Addiction, you'll essentially just have your core beacons a little bit higher, which again could be beneficial. But remember, if you're looking at the regular attack, this Badge Addiction can make a really big impact. And also the energy transfer doesn't work very well when it comes to the bosses in the Grand Hunt, but overall with teams that you're running through a lot of multiple teams can absolutely work. Also do have the Undying Afterglow on the Fusion Shield in there. And then looking up here, guys, you can see these are a majority of the ones that are in the room. So it is the sub room. Even here, the Power of Devotion level 5, New Dawn level 2. These are the ones that do take those different cores in there. So again, as you're making progression in there, you can definitely utilize teams like this. So overall, guys, I'm pretty impressed with the guide. There's also a secondary piece to this that shows the badges that they're running on specific heroes. So when you do go into the Temporal Rift, you can set all your teams, make sure that you have them kind of built out where you want to. You can also assign the relics. I know it does take a little bit of time to go in there and assign the relics, guys, but you absolutely want to go in there and make sure that you're running these teams with premium relics. Now, one thing to also remember, guys, is beacon levels range from 70 to 75. Badges are level 30. So if you're going through here, you should be at level 30 with regular progression. Based on the levels that you've gained within the Temporal Rift, you should be on badge level 30. The biggest part of this, guys, the absolute biggest part of this is the badges that you stack onto these heroes. You figure you have 5 heroes in a formation, you have 5 badges. The higher level badges, it has really been the sticking point for a majority of players, is making sure that you have these higher level badges. And right there, guys, they're on floor 602. So I'm just a little bit behind. I think if I pushed, and again, this is free to play, guys, so my beacon levels are far higher than this. But I feel like with my build out, if I did push a little bit more this week, which I haven't done any as of yet, I can definitely push to 602, if not a little bit past 602. A lot of players have also said when you start getting into the debuffs within this game mode, guys, it is rough. The debuffs in here get really rough. But again, I know a couple players, even over on Reddit, a couple over on Discord, that are just roughly 650, 700 as free-to-play players. So there is a big opportunity here to capture additional loot, with a lot of free-to-play players doing very well based on the builds. I know Javi does the same if he has the time and effort to put in there. Pushing a lot of this through this as a free-to-play player does make a really big difference. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Like I said, I will leave a link to the guide down below so you can check it out. And as always, thank you guys for watching.